Hello, everyone. It's MS Paint Review time. And today we are going to be covering a pretty unique and special album called Into a Title from a relatively new and underground and upcoming artist named Kendle. Now, I had first recorded this review maybe um, a week or two ago. And the reason why that I'm coming back to it now is because I wanted to give it more of a better listen than I originally had. So yeah, let's get into it. I think that there's a plane going over my house right now or something. Well, anyways, this album features 7 tracks. It's 13 minutes in length. So, it is on the rather short side as far as album goes, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth your time to give it a listen. I'd say that this album does bring kind of new and unique flavors to the table, as pretty much all of these tracks use some type of electric keyboard and piano, and not in the same typical fashion that you would find in other mainstream hip hop or other songs that pretty much just use a very generic riff. And this idea really is shown in the track It'll Work Out. You have multiple pianos throwing out different ideas that's like conflicting one of another. And it's really just, you know, very different. It's very different. Now, there are 3 instrumental tracks on this album, and my favorite one being the fifth track, Ellipsis. I think that's how you pronounce it. I feel like that one's the strongest one out of the bunch. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now, track number 2, Foy, featuring co production from Eat for My Dinner, is my favorite track out of the entire album. And the reason for that is because the lyrics are basically the best out of this entire album. And I say this because, or actually for multiple reasons. One of them being is that these lyrics do come off as being personal. Like if a narrator is describing their some of their day to day life and routine and some thoughts that they have. And yeah, in addition to it having a pretty neat aspect of being personal, the lyrics are presented with a bit of flow, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, some of my favorite tracks on this album is Foy, Supper, Ellipsis, and A, like the letter. So, and also talking about A, I feel like that's a pretty good playlist track. I don't know, it just seems to fit well. However, I do have some criticisms about this album. I feel like that the production could could have used some more work. Uh, and what I mean by that is like, for example, in the track "Supper," you're able to hear when the mic comes in and out, and I'm not sure if that's like trying to get that lo-fi aesthetic or not, but it's just little stuff like that. Also, I do feel like that the ideas here aren't, or most of the ideas here aren't really fleshed out as much as they've could have been. But there are some serious potential for new and stronger ideas to come out of Kindle as new and new projects are coming down the line. And that's about pretty much it for this album. Oh, one more thing. I am going to be introducing a new scoring system in this episode. Instead of it being the usual, 0 to 10, I'm going to do 0 through 100. But I don't have like the little nice numbers already done, so it might look a little bit sketch from now on. Now it's time to give Into a Title a score, and that score for me is going to be a general 7, but more specifically, a 73. I thought that was pretty good. 4 out of 7 of these tracks are saved to my personal song list. I don't know what it's called nowadays. But yeah, no. I feel like that there were some unique ideas, some touch ups here and there, and more fleshed out ideas. And oof, you're gonna have a really good album. But yeah, anyways, this is the final drawing. I think it came out pretty decent this time. Um, and yeah, if you like this type of content, leave a like. If you want me to go over an album, leave it in the comments below. And that's about it. See ya.